Hi there, students. To crush, or a noun, a crush. Crushing as an adjective, crushingly as well. Okay, to crush is to press something very hard so that it's broken or its shape is destroyed. So the car had been in a very bad accident and they took it to the breaker's yard and the car was crushed into a cube of metal. Take the garlic and crush it before adding it to your recipe. Have you ever received a parcel from a delivery and the parcel is crushed? Yeah, the shape has been destroyed. Or his foot was badly crushed in an accident and it was a long time since he could till he could walk again. Or you could crush a piece of paper, yeah, so that it's no longer flat. Or a packet, you take a packet and you crush it and it disappears. Or if people are crushed against one another, they're pressed against them. In the mornings in the underground there is a terrible crush. There was a panic and several people were crushed to death as they tried to get out of the building. Okay, so to crush something. I walked across the garden at night and I could hear my feet crushing snails underfoot. Okay, take the sugar cane and crush it and take the juice out of it. Yes, if you've got a hat, you want to be careful not to crush the hat. Or you have a jacket and you hang it in the car because you don't want to crush it. You don't want it to be full of lines. So to crush, to press things, press something so that it breaks. The car was crushed by a falling tree. To crush into fragments, to crush into powder. So maybe to get an animal to take a pill, you need to crush the pill. A crushing defeat where somebody is completely crushed. The Conservative Party suffered a crushing defeat in the last election. A very strong, serious defeat. Okay, we crushed the opposition. The opposition suffered a crushing defeat and we won 6-0. Nobody liked my presentation. Everybody was very rude about it and they made crushing comments and I was left feeling totally crushed. I was feeling very sad or depressed. You could take a can and crush a can. The fans crushed forward to get a view of their heroes. A crush of spectators around an event. Orange crush is where it's a fruit drink which is prepared by crushing oranges. To have a crush on someone, he has a crush on his teacher. He's in love with her. To have a crush on someone, to be infatuated, to be deeply in love with them. My shirt was crushed and I had to iron it. Okay, so it's to squeeze until something is flattened. It's something that it loses its shape. Where something is flattened. The contents of the dustbin was thrown into the dustbin truck, into the garbage truck, and then the garbage truck crushed it as hard as possible. So violent pressure. There was a crush inside the underground in the morning. A crush barrier, a crowd control barrier. So to crush, to compress, to squeeze forcibly so that you damage or distort something. The car was crushed as rocks fell onto it. To crush a rebellion, to subdue, to suppress, to quell, to put down. The opposition was violently crushed by the army. A crowd of people pressed together, a crush, a crowd, a throng. To have a crush on someone, particularly somebody unattainable. Okay, there's always a crush in these morning commuter trains. Yeah, crush 2 cloves of garlic and put them in your sandwich. Okay, we got separated in the crush. Okay, so to squeeze, to press, to crush grapes. He crushed his clothes into the suitcase. If a mine extracts mineral ore and then crushes it to reduce it to particles, the rebellion was crushed. I felt totally crushed by her insults to cause severe emotional pain to somebody. I felt totally crushed by the reaction. The economy is being crushed by oppressive debt, to overwhelm by pressure or by weight. We were crushed into the lift. Okay, so crush, to crush somebody's dream, to crush a rebellion, to crush an opponent, to crush dissent. So clothes could be crush resistant. You press it so that the shape is destroyed or so that it breaks into pieces. The vehicle was crushed by a military tank. To crush a protest, to crush a movement. The uprising was crushed. The rebels were crushed. We crushed the opposition. We overwhelmed them. We subdued them. We put them down. I was crushed by the criticism. I was deeply upset. I crushed my love to my chest, to hold very tight. A crush, a crowd of people pushing and shoving. To have a crush on someone, she's so wonderful. Okay, so crush, squash, smash, press, demolish, destroy, subdue. It's got all sorts of meanings. He has a crush on her. Don't crush the box. Okay, crush. I think 5 informality. He's got a crush on her. Yeah, 5 informality. I think used anywhere. From late Latin, crucio, to brush. From Frankish, Christian, to Jan, to crush, to squash. Proto-Germanic, kreostana, to crush, to grind. So there you go. Crush.